Today we want to take you with us on our path to the future. A path determined by 100 years of pioneering spirit, research, vision and transition. A path through the history of a company in which innovations for the protection of health were conceived and realized, in which solutions are found to the illnesses of today and tomorrow, and that has grown continuously thanks to the people behind it. German-made progress in action. Welcome to IDT Biologika. Let us start by going to the beginning, to Dessau in 1921, when the Bakteriologisches Institut der Anhaltischen Kreise was founded and the story of IDT Biologika began. The beginnings were very modest when the institute began the production of vaccines and serums under Dr. Ludwig Wolters, with just 3 employees and production on a laboratory scale. The initial focus was on tackling tuberculosis in humans as well as a number of animal diseases. This soon changed with the relocation of the fledgling company to a new site, out from the constraints of the urban location to the research and university campus, taking shape in up-and-coming Dessau in direct proximity to the world-renowned Bauhaus. From here, production at the company picked up speed. Former CEO Heinz Hofmann summarizes the historical background succinctly. It should not be underestimated just how significant the industrial development that commenced at that time, especially through Hugo Junkers, was for Dessau. It also succeeded in bringing the Bauhaus here. There was therefore an upturn of above-average proportions in Dessau. However, the first transition was already on the horizon. In the 1940s, the living situation of people altered dramatically, and scientific work was concentrated on combating war-related diseases. Thanks to dedicated employees, research continued with success, resulting in the development of vaccines for diphtheria, cholera, and whooping cough. In the final days of the war, March 1945 saw the institute building almost completely destroyed in an aerial bombardment. Both research and production came to a halt. But this was not to last for long. Reconstruction work commenced shortly after the end of the war. Demand for pharmaceutical products was high. In just a few months, production could be ramped up again. For a vaccine against typhoid, for example. The painstaking reconstruction in the newly founded GDR was well underway, and the institute was making progress in both research and production. At this time, Professor Hubert Möhlmann was a key figure at the institute, employing a clever mix of basic research and production to lay the foundations for further success. In the 1980s, the company came up against its production limits at the site at Dessau main railway station, resulting in the decision to establish a completely new work site with 1,500 employees on the outskirts of the town. Impfstoffwerk Dessau-Tornau, IDT for short. German reunification in 1990 saw Dr. Heinz Hofmann assume leadership of IDT with overwhelming tasks lying in wait. However, he utilized the existing potential and transformed these challenges into opportunities. The company needed to be adapted to the free market conditions, and the workforce was reduced to less than 200 in just a short time. Together with the staff, the course was set for the restructuring and further development of the company. And then the fox got involved, the animal that was to play a very special role in the history of IDT, because it was the successful cooperation on a vaccine to eliminate sylvatic rabies that first brought the firm into contact with the Glocke Corporate Group. Former managing director of the animal health operations, Dr. Gerd Barisch.
Der ist schon ganz bedeutend.
The subject of sylvatic rabies could be said to have formed the foundation for the existence of the present-day company. Because without sylvatic rabies, Mr. Glocke and Glocke Verpackungsservice would not have approached IDT. The trust-based partnership with Klocke Group was to pay off in the future, because the then proprietor Hartmut Klocke was swiftly persuaded of the abilities of IDT and its employees to the extent that he acquired the company. And then you seized the opportunity here to work with my father, who provided his support, but the real drive came from here by saying, no, we've got products that are suitable and in some cases better, no matter what worldwide standard is applied. The period to the end of the 1990s was one of intensive investment in consolidation and expansion. This resulted in what was then the most modern vaccine plant in Europe, with a broad portfolio of vaccines and serums and a whole new level of competitiveness. IDT was now ready to successfully apply its know-how on the international stage. The management of IDT utilized this by adding the contract development and manufacturing of human vaccines to the existing development and production of its own animal vaccines. The years that followed saw sales increase, with the number of employees also gradually rising once again. A global player began to take shape in Dessau, one that remained true to the location and its values, even in times of transition. Since that time, IDT has continued to grow and develop, accompanied by the development of new sites in Magdeburg and Rockville, USA, and investments totaling 500 million euros. In response to the increasing complexity of IDT Biologika and new global challenges since 2019, IDT has concentrated fully on the contract manufacturing of human vaccines, gene and immune therapy products. A decision that swiftly proved to have been the right move to make, because the coronavirus pandemic and the subsequent high demand for vaccines that can be provided in a short period of time has seen IDT Biologika, with its expertise and capacity, swiftly emerge as a sought-after partner of pharmaceutical manufacturers worldwide. The ongoing investments, such as the comprehensive expansion of capacity for active ingredient production and the forthcoming start of the new high-speed filling line for vaccines, currently the fastest on the market, will see IDT playing in a new league. And there is more. IDT Biologika offers its products as a one-stop contract manufacturing service for pharmaceutical companies. From process development to the manufacture of active ingredients, filling and packaging, as well as quality control and analysis.
I don't
think there are many companies in the world of this size with this dynamic and these possibilities. And if all of the colleagues that work at IDT also believe in and work towards this, I think that we'll be strong enough to also overcome the challenges of the future. The significance of IDT continues to grow as a reliable manufacturer of products for the protection of people worldwide. As a highly modern pharmaceutical company with a workforce of 1,600 employees, on course to become a global leader in the contract manufacturing of vaccines. Agile, innovative, and with the expertise of 100 years of pharmaceutical experience. Once again, challenges become opportunities, and visions real possibilities, in a world that it is our task to co-determine, in particular for the experts of tomorrow.
IDT steht für mich
I see IDT Biologika as an innovative, progressive company that has truly great potential for tackling diseases for people worldwide.
Weltweit Krankheiten zu bekämpfen von Menschen.
IDT Biologika is following the path to the future, with a new sustainable awareness of its actions, with a wealth of know-how and a thirst for knowledge, with dedicated employees and strong partners, and with an appetite for the next 100 years of company history. IDT lives from people, and what we do is by people for people, because ultimately as a company we bring health to society, health for the people. Driven by the vision of a world in which we work together towards our common present and future, aided by science and biotechnology.
Und wir werden, da bin ich felsenfest davon überzeugt, der Player im immuntechnologischen Sektor sein.
And I'm absolutely convinced that we'll be a key player in the immune technology sector. We will play an extremely important role in the fields of vaccines, gene and immune therapy products in Europe. The greatest role, I'm absolutely certain, because we have every opportunity to achieve this, and we will achieve this. Our journey is therefore far from ending. Follow us into the future. IDT Biologika. Innovation and progress for the protection of the health of people. In the past 100 years and in future. Advancing biologics. Protecting life.